Hey, this is Nowhere Bound with a quick recap of what I've picked up in the last few weeks from antique shops. 2 weeks ago, my wife got a hold of her parents' Miata for road tripping around the area while they were camping, and it was very fun. And 2 weeks ago, we only stopped at one place, one antique shop, and I found this crazy Walt Disney comic for the world's greatest athlete, which introduced a world to the young Jan Michael Vincent, as you can see right here, as well as his coaches, John Amos and Tim Conway. Come on. Uh, so kind of amusing. I was just entertained to find this weird, Western publishing comic. I guess it's not Gold Key. It's Western, but they're basically the same. So anyway, I thought that was an interesting comic. And the only other thing I found that day was this cool Bob's Big Boy Bank, which I know that Sith Lordly used to live right by the huge original Bob's Big Boy. You gotta love that hairstyle. Come on. So very cool, iconic bank. I think this is from 1973. A fun find. I just thought it's such a great piece of Americana, so I picked that up. But anyway, so last week we had a little more luck. Yeah, the first place we went to, I found um, a bunch of Kool-Aid comics, which I'm not a big, I've never collected any Kool-Aid comics. But anyway, so this one turned out to be Kool-Aid. It's not numbered, but it turned out to be Kool-Aid Man #1. And it's by Marvel with a John Romita cover. And yeah, story. I forget who did the story, but it's like Marvel staff writer. So very cool. He's battling the Thirsties there. John Romita cover. That guy did everything. He was art director for this as well. Anyway, and here's #2 was in that pack as well for $4. I was like, come on. And then also this #6, which actually Dan DeCarlo did art on both of these. And also this one, which was put out by Archie Publications. So once they got a hold of it, they apparently went to a smaller size. But so very interesting. Also in that pack, so for a total of $5, got those crazy Kool-Aid comics, and then also Jello Man #1. Come on, 1991 Jello Man. How weird is that? He looks kind of bizarre, but what a great treat to find this. Anyway, also at the next shop that we went to, I found another Kool-Aid comic from 1975. This is probably the first Kool-Aid comic. Um, it was like a free handout. It has lots of, it's basically just a bunch of puzzles and stuff. But I thought that was, once I got these other Kool-Aid comics, I'm like, well, here's another one. And I got this for $2. So I was like, come on. So I now have a nice little mini collection of Kool-Aid comics. Yeah, this one's from 75, put out pretty much by Kool-Aid with a K for comics. Come on. And then from that same place, I found two amazing comics. At first, I found something I did not expect to find in my rural area. This Golden Legacy edition of the story of Frederick Douglass. It turned out to be a double cover, which is awesome. My first double cover. There's a bunch of weird BB holes. Like I think someone was target practicing this comic. Make of that what you will. But it was very fascinating to find. The damage isn't as serious, so there must have been some layers going on. But very cool. The story of Frederick Douglass. I also have a 1940s comic that has the story of Frederick Douglass. So weirdly, this kind of, to find this was kind of bizarre. So I now have probably the first two appearances of Frederick Douglass in comics. So anyway, I thought that was really cool. Also, this amazed me. Uh, the first Spidey stories with the team up of Marvel and Electric Company, another John Romita cover. So, yeah, so I've already got the Kool-Aid comic and the Spidey stories. Recently deceased John Romita, amazing to find another one with the Morgan Freeman character, Easy Reader, who's hanging out. He's hanging out right there. Uh, and he's also on the cover saying, Easy Reader says, this comic is easy to read. So I remember watching Electric Company back in the day, which is wild. But anyway, very cool yellow cover. Really happy to find this. It's actually in at least very good condition. So I was amazed. So very cool. In just a small collection of comics at that store. And then we went to one other place, which was actually the oldest building in that small town. It was built in 1859, and this woman was 95 that was running it. And I found this amazing old 1963 Falling in Love number, what is it, 50? Number 58. Yeah, and guess what? That's John Romita cover right there. It's actually the same as a splash page that he does in the last story. So very cool. I thought the art looked impressive. I didn't realize it was 63. It was earlier than I thought, but of course this would have been before John Romita joined back up with Marvel to start his run on Spider-Man. Amazing. So very cool. Some cool history there. And then also I found this old Golden Age kind of teen book called Tina. It's actually a series of newspaper comics. So each page is one strip from this newspaper strip called Tina by this one woman who was the artist, Hilda Terry. Hilda Terry. I believe this is 46, and it's Tina number 12. And they're supposed to be babysitting, and of course, the kid's like, hey. Anyway, so I got that. So that was it for my pickups over the last couple weeks. Just thought I'd check in. Thanks.